Why Tangled the series is the most slept on cartoon. Disney TVA has its fair share of beloved animated shows. You've got the shows like OG DuckTales and Rescue Rangers bringing the nostalgia, shows pretty much every person ever recognizes as being elite and Phineas and Ferb became possible, as well as newer shows like The Owl House and Amphibia whose fan bases are absolutely massive. Oh, and there's also Gravity Falls, of course. How could I forget? Forgetting Gravity Falls is kind of sad, but there's another Disney animated cartoon that I consider to be one of their best, but it makes a lot of sense if you'd overlook it. And that is, of course, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, but for my sanity's sake, I'll be calling it Tangled the series throughout the rest of the episode in my lifetime. Cool? Cool. So, Tangled. What most people know is that one movie with the lanterns and the smolder actually got 3 seasons of a story-driven animated series. Again, most Joe Schmoes wouldn't know that, but I'd say that's in large part Disney caring very little about their animated television shows, at least compared to the other platforms, and also this show came out 7 years after Tangled aired in theaters. Like, a lot can happen in 7 years, y'all, just ask Lucas Graham. So yeah, if this show flew under your radar, you're in the majority. But I'm here to tell you that this show you probably know diddly squat about is actually flipping amazing. Zachary Levi, you know this guy, and Mandy Moore, also a super popular human person. They co-starred in the 2010 Tangled movie together, taking in the lead roles of Rapunzel and Eugene. Shout out to you if you grew up way too many years thinking that this character's name was actually Tangled, or was that just me? Anyways, they put on a great performance in both of their Disney debuts. So let's take a look at who took their place for the TV show that came out 7 years later. Psych, it was them. They reprised their roles even after that long period of time, and they did a fantastic job yet again. But do you know who did an even fantasticer job? Our side characters played by Eden Espinosa, you know this gal, and Jeremy Jordan. These two were literally both Broadway star performers, so it's no surprise that whenever their characters of Cass and Varian were on screen, they stole the show. But this show is more than just a bunch of names. This isn't Invincible we're talking about now. JK, I love that show. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the best part of Tangled the series. So despite me gushing about the cast for many minutes now, the best part of the show, by far, is the music. It doesn't have to go so hard, but it does anyway. When you have that Broadway cast, it's almost a given. It's like if Steven Universe never had Estelle sing a single song. Well, they did have Nicki Minaj in the episode, she didn't sing, but that makes more sense. Anyways, the Tangled the series soundtrack really is the best of any cartoon without the word Steven in the title. It's that good. I would play for you some of the incredible tracks such as Nothing Left to Lose, Ready as I'll Ever Be, Let Me Make You Proud, and Crossing the Line. But I don't want the mouse coming from my kneecaps, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Or just go listen on your own, you'll be happy you did. And would you know it? Those 4 songs I mentioned are all performed by both Cass and Varian. Just proves my point that they are the single best part of the show. Glad that Disney recognized that and let them take the reins on this fire soundtrack. So yeah, the music slaps, but I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention the story, which definitely is the show's weakest link. The narrative is especially blah come season 2. With that being said, it is at least slightly above average, definitely if you compare it to some of the other very mediocre Disney TVA programs. The show can get very episodic at times, which is certainly where it suffers the most. Like, one episode you'll get this epic story-driven and surprisingly mature stuff, and then another episode everyone randomly turns into birds, and it's like you're watching something straight out of Disney Junior. But with the music and the voice acting being as incredible as it is, as well as like the characters just as a whole, you can bat an eye at the inconsistent writing. Because honestly, the writing shines brightest when it's through the use of song lyrics. And with the characters, it's so awesome to see how they expand upon the characters from the original in Rapunzel, Eugene, and especially Mother Gothel. Mother Gothel's unique relationship and dynamic with Cass makes for such a good storyline. It paves the way for what I consider to be the best song of the series. Because yeah, this show is actually a continuation of where the movie left off. That's just the amazing cherry on top of this show. It's what really pushes it over the edge of elite Disney TVA shows in my opinion. But not only that, I think it's fair to say that Tangled the series is the most slept on cartoon.